what I was saying. Could be us.
Yo, what is up, you guys? Welcome back here to another video here on the channel. What I have for you guys today is an absolute amazing class setup that you guys are able to use here in Modern Warfare, so you guys can get some good gameplays, maybe drop a tactical nuclear, and just in general have some fun with Modern Warfare. As you guys saw there in the title of the description, I managed to drop a tactical nuclear with this class setup, so I definitely think this class setup is worth trying out if you guys want to, and that's exactly what I'm going to be covering in today's video. So if you guys do enjoy today's video, make sure you guys do me a favor, drop a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Basically, I like to post class setups and give you guys some tips and tricks on how to improve in Modern Warfare. So if you guys are interested in content like that in the future, make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe, and don't forget to turn on post notifications so you guys won't forget any other best class setups and also streams that I might possibly have in the near future. But anyway, guys, let's go ahead and get straight on into today's video. We're going to be talking about the MP7 SMG in today's video. This is probably my personal favorite SMG in this game. I absolutely love using this weapon. I know there's a lot of people that like using the MP5 over the MP7, but I don't know, I just really have had a keen interest in this gun ever since it came out in the beginning, and I really just used it a lot, and I just really love the MP7. It's definitely a great gun to use. It's probably my second favorite gun aside from the Kilo 141, which is probably my favorite weapon in this game. But the MP7 definitely packs a punch, and I love this gun because it's really a rush-friendly weapon. You guys will see here in the gameplay, especially towards the end where I just kind of rush into people's spawns. I mean, you can easily mow down people with this weapon. It's pretty simple, but in those longer range engagements of sites, it does get kind of harder to really be more effective with this weapon. So that's why I'm going to show you guys these attachments that I have for you all. It's going to balance out and bring the best out of this weapon, bring the potential out, and basically let you guys have a good gameplay each time you get on Modern Warfare, and maybe even drop your first tactical nuclear within this game. So let's go ahead and talk about the attachments that we have here. Of course, we're using all 5 attachments, and I'll go ahead and show you guys a picture up top on screen. Let's see. I think first of all, I want to talk about the magazine that I'm running here on this weapon, because I think it's somewhat important to have a good magazine size. I'm using the 50 round magazine, and the 40 round magazine is actually quite good enough for an SMG, but since I always like to, you know, I really don't want to be in a situation where I have to reload in the middle of a gunfight, so that's why I used a 50 round magazine. There's also an option to have a 60 round magazine, but I wouldn't go any higher than 50 just for the main purpose of mobility. Usually as soon as you get to the higher magazine sizes, your weapon does become heavier, and therefore you sprint slower. I still want to be able to be up in front and personal with my enemies, and I want to be able to rush spawns, so that's why I am using the 50 round magazine while still letting me be able to run effectively and traverse around the map quite easily. So that's why I am using the 50 round magazine. You guys will see here it's definitely effective. You can get multiple kills, and before I have to reload, I probably am able to get about 2 to 3 kills consistently, and then I'll have a nice full reload to put in more ammunition in my magazine. So that is the first attachment that we're using here, is the 50 round magazine. Let's go ahead and move on to our next one, and for this we're going to be looking at the barrel type. For this I'm using the FS SWAT, and all this simply does is it increases your ADS speed. You guys will see, if you guys are new here to my channel, I pretty much accentuate every single gameplay and every single video how important it is to have the first shots on your enemies to win more gunfights, and to do that it's just pretty simple. I mean, having a faster ADS speed really does allow you to get your bullets on point and faster on your enemies, so that's really what we're trying to focus here with this class setup, is we're trying to focus on getting up close and personal with our enemies while still being able to ADS effectively and still try to get as many kills as possible. So that's why we're using the FS SWAT attachment. There are some other options as well to increase your range, but like I said, guys, it's pretty, you know, logical on why we're using the ADS speed. I just said we're not really going to be in those long range engagements. We want to be up close and personal right in the spawns of enemies. That's how you guys will see here when I use this class setup. Most of the times I'll be playing on something like Shipment or Shoot House. Those are probably the 2 best maps for this gun. I wouldn't play anything like, well, I'm not too sure, probably like Ramaza. I think Ramaza is not a good map to use this gun on, because there's so many places where people can just camp, where people can gun you down from many hidden spots. So that's why I recommend when you use this class setup, make sure you guys are using it on small to medium sized maps. That's really where the strength of this weapon really comes out, and where you're going to have the most success when you're using the MP7. So that is the second attachment. I'm using the FS SWAT. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one, and we're going to talk about grips. And for this, I'm using the stipple grip tape. It's probably my favorite stipple grip tape to use in any weapon. I love it because it increases your ADS speed after you sprint. Like I said, guys, when we're making this class setup, we want to have an upper advantage in those gunfights, and to do that, we will use attachments that will increase our ADS speed, increase our mobility, and help us to be more effective in dropping our enemies as quickly and as effectively as possible. So that's why we're going to use the stipple grip tape. All it simply does is it allows you to sprint faster after you after you ADS faster after you sprint. I just said that backwards right there. But it helps out, and not only that, but it does increase your ADS speed again. So we have two things that are basically overlapping our attachment systems. We have two attachments that are going to allow us to have really super fast ADS speed and really help us to really effectively cut down enemies pretty well. Okay, so for our fourth attachment, we're going to talk about our actual grip that we're using here for this gun. We're going to be using the commando grip. Again, this is a grip that I love using on this on any type of gun. I love the commando grip. Basically what it does is it increases your recoil stabilization, and I would have to say the MP7 really doesn't have too much recoil, but I do like throwing in the commando grip just so I'm able to keep my shots steady. And like I said, occasionally you will be running into enemies that are going to try to pick you off from a longer distance, so having a lower recoil is definitely going to help you out to stay on point with your aim and pick off those enemies that are a little bit further from you. So that's why I'm using the commando grip. Again, there are some other viable options as well. You guys can try out some other things. Another attachment that I really like using on SMGs is the tactical foregrip, and that reduces the aiming, it increases the aiming stability. So that's another good attachment to use as well. There's also the operator foregrip and the ranger foregrip. I actually also like the ranger foregrip, and all that simply does is it reduces vertical recoil, so that's pretty handy. But like I said, for personal preference and just to help you to be, you know, as balanced and as equal as possible with this class setup, I'm going to be using the commando foregrip. So moving on into the last attachment that we're using, guys, to make this gun super overpowered and to make this one of the best SMGs in this game, I'm going to go ahead and give it to you guys. We're using the Forge Tac Ultralight stock. Again, this is going to be a stock that it's going to increase our ADS speed, and you guys will see this class setup really is a rush friendly class setup, and you guys will see here in this gameplay that I get into people spawns quite frequently. I stay in the enemy spawns and I try to pick off people, and you guys will see towards the end I did not expect to actually drop a tactical nuclear here, because in the beginning I did actually die off my advanced UAV. Well, I didn't die off my advanced UAV. I got the advanced UAV the first time, and then I died immediately, and then I was pretty much dismayed. I was like, I'm probably not going to get a nuclear in this gameplay. But then I was like, you know what, everything is possible, man. So I just started to play it and started to rush spawns, and what happens, I actually dropped the nuclear, so that was pretty crazy, and I definitely was not expecting to drop a nuclear this game. But anyway, going back with the attachment, we're using the Forge Tac Ultra Light stock. Again, this helps us with our aiming speed, and it definitely helps out. Again, this is going to be a class setup that's really going to emphasize rushing, and it's going to emphasize, you know, getting up close and personal with your enemies, and it's definitely going to help you guys out to drop enemies quite quickly and effectively. So that's what we're using here for this class setup, guys. This is the MP7 class setup. Hopefully you guys do enjoy it. Make sure you guys try this class setup out. Tell me if you guys like it, because in my opinion, I think this is definitely one of the best SMG class setups you can possibly have here in Modern Warfare. Again, like I said, guys, if you're using this class setup, I recommend to stay on those small to medium sized maps, and make sure you guys are staying in close quarter engagements as much as possible to really bring out the full potential of this weapon. Make sure you guys leave me in the comment section down below any other class setups you guys want me to cover. Maybe you guys have a better class setup, maybe a better SMG class setup here. If you guys want to share that with me, I love to see your guys' class setup, and if you guys want me to use your class setup, I will also do that for a video all for you guys. So hopefully you did enjoy this video, guys. If you do, drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, and hopefully you guys will stay tuned to the channel because I have a lot more class setups coming up and a lot more tactical nuclear gameplays to cover. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this nuclear gameplay here in this game. Again, it's crazy how I went 52-4 at the end, and I was just putting a smile on my face when I actually dropped that nuclear. I had no idea I was actually going to do it, but it proves to show that, you know, with determination, with perseverance, pretty much anything is possible in this game and in life in general. So hopefully you guys do enjoy this video. I'll catch you guys in a future video, and I will see you all next time. God bless this nation. Peace out, guys. Peace.